Thank you.
Let's call the Committee of the Whole meeting to order. Tuesday, October 11th, 2005, right at 6 o'clock p.m. Councilwoman Garner is present, Vice Mayor Bell is present, Councilman Hodge is present, Councilman Losner. Councilwoman Wallman is the guest speaker at a local organization this evening, Businesswomen, so she won't be here this evening. First item is 2A bus construction update and presentation.
Mr. Mayor, we have Scott Brand here this evening with Vista Ring and Allen, who are charged with doing the public information for the bus.
Yes, thank you for having me here tonight. We're very excited to start the project. How about now? Okay. We're very excited to start the project, and I thought it would be a good idea to come in and meet with everyone here. I'll be the point person whenever there's any issue involved with the busway. And the date that we have to announce would be October 17th as a notice to proceed, where we'll be starting the project on the busway extension. And I've been working with Rick and Dan very closely, and Lillian Delgado. We're going to be providing all the pertinent information on the website, and also providing important information such as road closures and lane diversions to the newspapers to make sure that everyone is aware. I've had a great opportunity since we've had a delay in the project to go along the 6.5-mile corridor and meet with every business in person and give them my business cards and my mobile phone number and the newsletter and literature on the economic relief program. So we're here to really make sure that everything works smoothly and react quickly if something does come up that is unforeseen that affects the community.
Any questions? You said we're going to start October 17th?
That's right.
That's good.
What point are they starting at in this? Are they just starting up the road, or are they going to start?
The beginning.
What they're doing first, it's different than the other busway. They're going to be starting the intersections. The first intersection will be 336, and fortunately for that one, there is no lane closures. It will be road widening in all the intersections along the busway, so it's not just a busway. It's going to be significant improvements in other areas as well. Then we'll be moving over to 324 and 320, where there will be some detours, but we will be following the rule that we cannot work on two intersections consecutively. So if there's anything further east of 320, the next street over, we would not do that at the same time. So that's what we'll start on, and then we'll eventually go on towards the busway and do the easier things, which is the actual busway away from the traffic.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you. Any other questions? Thanks for the update.
Okay.
We'll be calling you back often once we start getting the...
Yeah, my cell phone's on there 24/7, unfortunately, but it's what has to be done.
Thank you very much.
This is a note, Mayor. When it's finished, let's be sure we do spells check on the signage. I don't know if anybody else has seen it, but at US 1 and Coconut Palm and US 1, buses is spelled with 3 S's.
And avocado used to be AVA. Avocado.
2B is the September 27, 2005 minutes. A motion for approval.
I will move them.
Moved by the Vice Mayor, second by Councilman Hodge. Any questions on the minutes? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item 3A is the purchase of 17 laptops for the new personnel in the police department. Resolutions. A motion for approval?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Hodge, second by Councilwoman Garner. Any questions on the laptops? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item 4A is the Tree Inventory Management Program and Resolutions under tab 3.
Mr. Mayor and Council, it's staff's recommendation to enter into an agreement with Arbor Pro Incorporated to perform a tree inventory management program. We're using the City of Largo's RFP. We're piggybacking off of that. Again, the city was awarded $35,000 through 2005 by the National Urban and Community Forestry Grant Program. They will come in, and there's a $35,000 match, by the way, which is budgeted through general fund and is budgeted. What these people do, or what the program does, is that it's one of the first steps in establishing an urban forestry plan. They will come in and inventory and actually locate, is it GPS? GIS system, locate the trees within the city, of the existing trees, sites where other trees can be planted. It helps us with our inventory. They get into the types of trees, they get into the maintenance, what's the best maintenance for the trees, and those that are recommended for planting, we'll talk about future planting guidelines on the types of trees and how to plant them. It's one of they also have a development of a citizens forestry program, forester program to get citizen participation. And this would be beneficial in us getting further grants for trees and forestry types of programs. Now you might want to add something, Kurt, if you would. Kurt's worked on this.
This is a recommendation based on talking to a couple of companies that do this type of work. But they will come in, they will send forces in and take a complete inventory of all city streets, medians, right-of-way, properties, parks, everything except private property. And we will then have a complete inventory of every tree in the city, species, establish a maintenance program, be able to track a maintenance program. If we have complaints on a tree, we'll be able to instantaneously look that information up and determine if it's a city tree or if it's on private property. And we can, as a spin-off, this program will allow us to gain additional points on future grant applications, and we should be able to get a great deal of future grants. Presently, land areas in the average city is 25 to 33% tree coverage. Dade County is about 10% right now. So there's a shortage of tree canopies. That's one of the reasons why Dade County Durham does the Adopt a Tree program, and that's one of the reasons why we're pursuing this. It was also mentioned in our park master plan.
Question? Mr. Hodge?
The GIS system where this data will be stored, is it the same GIS system that we're doing the solid waste pipe? Okay.
Yes. It's compatible, yes.
Right. It's compatible, or it's the same system?
It's the same. Well, Mark can answer that. It's been reviewed by ITS. Yes.
Well, Mr. Hodge, it's compatible. It'll be using the same databases, but the presentation will be through a different protocol. But it'll be in the same database.
Okay. Mayor, thank you, Mayor.
Vice Mayor, Mr. Losner.
Thank you. Yeah, when I first read this, I thought, why? I mean, exactly, why do we need a tree inventory program? But I'm grasping this now. It's for basically not only just to locate every tree to see how well covered we are, what kind of a canopy, but also for points for future grant applications.
Yes, that's correct. In part of grant applications, you're awarded points based on certain criteria.
Sure.
One of which is if you have an established tree inventory, tree maintenance program. Also, if you're a member of Tree City USA, which we would qualify with the establishment of this program. We have to determine whether we want to enter that international program. But it's very beneficial because we will then have an advantage over many other cities when we apply for future grants and obtaining monies to put in additional trees throughout the city.
So the grant monies, the points for the grants are specifically for more trees. I mean, can it be points for other areas as far as the parks? I mean, all types of grants as far as the Parks Department is concerned?
Well, I'm sure it'll flow into other areas, and generally in grants, with establishment of this tree inventory maintenance program, I'm sure to be beneficial to grants other than tree grants as well, I'm sure.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Lawson?
Kurt, does it also include the inventory of trees on state and county rights-of-way that we happen to be maintaining?
Yes, every street, median, whatever, in the city will be part of the inventory, city, state, and county.
Yes, many of the right-of-ways aren't ours, but we've elected to have the canopy there and assume the responsibility.
Yes, sir, we are responsible for those trees.
No, US 1, Chrome Avenue, lots of them.
Right.
We know which end is ours for sure, by the
Yes.
looks.
Exactly. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Lawson. Now, once we get the inventory completed, who will be responsible for updating it and keeping, as we add trees, take trees out, I guess somebody in your establishment would?
Parks and Recreation will take the lead on that, but we'll also link into public services. If they issue a permit for a tree, a public right-of-way, that'll be added to the inventory.
Oh, okay. It's good.
I think this is good. I think we need to have as many shade trees as possible. I mean, this is Florida. We do have high incidence of cancer, and with our parks, we need lots of shade trees. I was just wondering, is this going to help you in selecting your trees for the landscaping on US 1?
It can. It depends on the timing when this gets done and when we do that. But yes, definitely. And of course, in the US 1 corridor, we're replacing them almost on a bi-weekly basis.
Well, this will let us know if we need a tree with certain irrigation or
and
upkeep.
It makes recommendations for that as well.
Okay.
We also have a pending highway beautification grant with the state of Florida for landscaping and irrigation on US 1. And part of that is submission of a conceptual drawing from a landscape architect for that, which includes canopy-type trees.
Did you have a motion, Mayor?
Do we have a motion? Madam Clerk? Is the motion? I'll move it. Moved by the Vice Mayor, second by Ms. Garner. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5A, Department of Justice Violence Relocation Grant and Resolution, tab 4.
Mr. Mayor, Council, don't know where that was going or not. We recommend that we accept the grant award for the domestic or Department of Justice Violence. They call it relocation, but the $175,000 grant with no match on the part of the city to fund 2 domestic violence caseworkers and funding for relocation for rent and utilities for spouses that have to be have to leave or need to leave the residence.
I will definitely move this one.
Second, Mayor.
Moved by the Vice Mayor, second by Councilwoman Garner.
Imagine that.
Again, just outstanding job by your team, Chief, that write these grants and get them approved. It's just amazing. Amazing. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Burn Grant Resolution, tab 5.
Mr. Mayor and Council, again, this is a recurring grant which we've been able to obtain for a number of years now. I don't know exactly, but it's quite a few years. Of $41,344 for, again, domestic violence intervention. There's a $13,778 match, which we're allowed to fulfill by in-kind supervisory services. It's not cash out the door, but by our supervisor's time working in this program. And it'll pay overtime for police detectives and 2 contractual domestic violence caseworkers that go back to the residences. For example, a police officer responds. Not much that a uniformed police officer can do with domestic violence unless there's something going on and he intervenes, but then it's referred to SOS and then they do the follow-up and try to get a solution to the situation as opposed to just going there, reporting, and telling them you don't want to have to be back on the same call and leave.
I'll move it.
Move the grant for $41,000 by the Vice Mayor, second. Second by Mr. Hodge. Any additional questions?
I have a comment.
Vice Mayor?
I don't think people realize or understand the extent or the level that this police department and SOS goes to and goes through for the victims. I mean, they literally hold their hands and walk them through the courthouse, through the following the restraining order, through the follow-up, to giving personal phone numbers. I mean, it's not just this is what you do, go do it. They walk you through it step by step. We have a fabulous program right here in the city of Homestead. I don't think people grasp how good the program is. So we have to be funded by grants. We've been seeking other funding for SOS. We've been seeking funding on a state and a national level. It doesn't come through that way, so we have to get it through here. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Very good.
And the third one is the Drug-Free Communities Grant and Resolution, $100,000 award. Motion by Councilman Hodge, is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Second by Councilwoman Garner.
Fight over there.
You do that.
That's right. I was wondering why Defiant wasn't named in that one, actually.
And this is a grant in the amount of $100,000. It's a collaborative effort between the police, Project SOS, and We Care. This grant will fund drug prevention education in the city of Homestead and overtime for community police officer and administrative costs. And this is the second of a 4-year award.
Correct.
Outstanding.
There's a $100,000 match, but again, that's fulfilled by in-kind personnel time. So it's not hard cash.
Been properly moved in second. Any additional questions or comments? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Good. End of the COW. Mr. Laws, any non-agenda items?
None, thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Hodge?
Just one real quick item. Last meeting, we discussed the Buxton Community ID, and I think it was Thursday, we met with the developers, with the developer meeting that Mike Shahada and the city manager holds, and during that meeting, I spoke with them, and amazingly, I got an overwhelming support, and I've asked the city manager to get information from Buxton and some materials so we can get it to them so they can take it to their corporations and get some approval on it. So I just wanted to share that with you. So hopefully, yeah, the cost sharing portion, yeah. And so we talked about ways of being able to partner, and I let them know that we can work out the partnering details, but the main purpose of having me being part of that meeting was to see if we would have their support in such an item, and they thought it was a great, excellent idea.
You just need to save money. Yeah. Very good. Y'all have to save us some money. Yeah. Good. Thank you. Vice Mayor?
Nothing, Mayor.
Thank you. Ms. Garner?
No business, Mayor, thank you.
And I have no. Mr. Manager, anything else? Mr. Attorney, anything for the committee of the whole?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all so very much for coming out. Meeting is adjourned.